Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're out in Sun Peaks, British Columbia. We're going to do some snowshoeing today up towards McGilvery Lake. We're going to be going up to a ridge is what we're looking at doing. There's pretty good views up there. Hopefully we'll be able to see what's happening there. I'm not sure of the exact specs on it, so we'll see once we get done having a look. But snow conditions are pretty awesome right now, so we'll get through as we're going there. We'll be able to see some pretty good trails. When you come to Sun Peaks, most of these snowshoe trails are all alongside of the creek and alongside the cross-country ski areas. So if you're looking for it, good starting place is head up to parking lot called P5. From there you can go down to, there's lift tickets available there. If you are going to be using the trail, so they require a pass. If you have a season's pass, I believe it's included. And other than that, the trail is going to intertwine in and out through here, through the cross-country ski trails. That's what you can kind of see right behind me here is the ski trails themselves. We're going to head back in here and start kind of heading a little bit more through the bush. There's a whole network and series of cross-country trails that go up and down past the village all the way to McGilvery Lake. On another video we're going to try and do the McGilvery Lake loop, which is about like a 10-kilometer loop or something like that. So we'll see how that goes. But today just going to kind of break in. We had about 5 centimeters of fresh snow last night, so should be nice and soft and easy trekking. So stick around, enjoy the ride. So the goal for today is, if you can look way up top of that ridge, that's where we're going to be trying to come along. We'll make our way through the bush, through the trails, see if we can find that way. And you get a full good view of the whole valley, ski hill, and the Sun Peaks village from up there, so pretty good. As you can tell so far, that the trails are pretty easily marked, pretty well groomed and taken care of. Can't really get lost back here, in my opinion anyways, so don't have to worry too much about that. There are maps available, and a lot of this is actually on all trails as well. I'm going to check that out. But other than that, you're not going to have any issues trying to find the trail when you're out here. So as you're going along, you're going to see these different colored flagging capes. They represent the different trails that you're on. You're going to see that as we get further on in, we're going to change to a different color to kind of get onto a different trail. This is the, I think the yellow is the main one that goes to McGilvery Lake, but we're going to branch off. And that one, I think, is the plan. So you can tell by the sign back there, it talks about dog sledding. So there is a dog sledding company that works up here, and they there's a designated route for them, but as you cross it, obviously you don't want to get their dogs all excited with your dog. So when you get to those trails, you're going to make sure you leash your dog up to get across, and then you can then go off leash after that. Dogs, of course, are allowed up here. There are some cross-country ski trails, the very designated ones that allow dogs. For the rest, you can't have dogs on the main cross-country part. But as far as the snowshoeing going, it's you can pretty much have them all the way along there unless you get up to somebody else. So one of the things we're talking about, the different colors of ribbons. So as we come to this intersection, we're about 1.1 kilometers in from the Nordic Center, and you can see over here where the trail continues back into the bush. That'll stay on the yellow, and that'll loop you all the way back around and come right back down to the Morrissey ski lift. And as far as for us, we're going to carry on this way into the bush and head our way up. So check that out. So you can see now we're following a blue ribbon that's going to take us up and closely over to the top there, and then that will help guide us. I think we end up getting onto an orange or red up there. That's going to get us to the more top of the ridge. We'll see how it separates as we go here. Now we're starting to get into some of the steeper areas, as you can see, but still pretty good track for the snowshoes. Pretty well compact. If you stepped off the track, it would be a different story. You'd sink in pretty good. Okay, we got to an intersection about halfway up the bank here. Talking about the C&J's Lookout, that's what we're doing today. And about 1.5 kilometers from the start, this is where the intersection is. You can go this way and follow the red flags, but as you can see here, it says not recommended. And the reason is because it's steep coming back down, or steeper one of the ways, so it's better to come back that way than to go around. So we're going to carry on following the blue line up a little higher, and then we'll see it branch off again, and then that's the way that we're going to take. So as we've come up here, one of the things you can do up here is fat bike, but you can't fat bike on the cross-country snowshoe trails, and you can't snowshoe on the cross-country or fat bike trails. So just, you'll see signs that crisscross and they go all over the place. You'll see as we come up here and we cross over, now we're coming back up onto the snowshoe trail, and as you can see, no fat bikes. Still going up.
Up, up, up.
Up, up, up. And
Sweating.
So we're looking for the branch off that's going to go to our left up here somewhere. I think it's over the next bit of the pass there. Again, we're just following the blue ribbons from here and keep on going. Oh, did I mention there's quite a bit of up on this particular trail? Okay, as we're crossing the next Nordic track, you can see up there, this is pretty much where we're going to come down after we come up, or come down from the lookout. So you'll be able to see that again when we come around.
Might not be much of a lookout today. It's pretty foggy, pretty socked in.
Yeah,
pretty soft. Usually you can see the whole town of Sun Peaks.
So we'll see what we can get when we get up there, but if not,
there's always another day.
It's pretty awesome, pretty beautiful.
Pouring frost upon the ground, with snowshoes we start our quest. Logan bounding all around here on the C&J, and look out of where the mountains hold us close. The Sun Peaks we are finding what matters most. The trail beneath our feet, the sky so wide and clear, everything we need. is already here.
Okay guys, 2.2 kilometers from the start, back down at the beginning of the trail, and now we're going to make a left-hand turn coming off the trail. See the signs. We're going to start making that way, and you can see the red flagging tape that we're going to be on now. So we were on orange, or blue, and now we are making it onto red. So we're going to start cutting our way across, and we're not too far from the lookout now. So one thing I found when snowshoeing, especially in the warmer conditions, if you find that you're overheating and sweating too much, try slowing your pace down a little bit, because once that sweat cools, that's when you get in the risks of any kind of hypothermia if you have to stop. I find that when we're in colder temperatures, like -10, -15, you don't really sweat because you're just trying to keep warm anyways. But in conditions like today where it's only -1 or something like that, it's easy to get pretty warm pretty quick. So do yourself a favor, just slow your pace down a little bit, and that'll help from overheating a little bit. One thing you should know is that this C&J Lookout Trail, you have to keep an eye out and say follow along. I'll leave our GPS track in the description. You want to come check it out, and got a few other things there too if you want to go check those out. We do a lot of hiking up here in the Canadian Rockies, and a lot of areas around our home city of Prince George. Feel free to check those out as well.
Visibility 0 off the ridge, but still an amazing hike up here.
Well, as beautiful as this is to come up here in the nice fluffy new snow, it would be nice to have a view. I'll show you up here. We're not getting much of one because it's pretty socked in up here, but just a different kind of beautiful. Okay, we're at about 2.7 kilometers from the start to the, I'll call it the summit or the lookout. So if you're going on the map, if you're in the same way that we went, that's how you're going to find it. And if you can see, I'll just point it out for you. Maybe I'll drop in an image of what it looks like in the daytime or in a clear day, but otherwise, if you were looking straight out here, you'd see all the runs for the ski hill as well as the village. It's pretty nice up here. So. All right. Well, that was the summit. Now we're gonna try and make our way down, which is always tricky on snowshoes. So, one pointer on snowshoes: try and keep your toes down rather than your heels down, so you don't turn your snowshoes into little toboggans. All right, if you recall earlier in the video, I pointed up to my left to where the trail was going to come out. Well, that's where we are now. So right there was where we come out and cross, went up into the bush there, and we just came down from up there and around. It gets a little bit trickier to find your way. Again, look for the snowshoe signs pointing you in the way, and then you can look where the red ribbons are. Well, we're back to the beginning of the loop. It's 3.4 kilometers total to here so far. So now it's just going back the way we came, doubling back on our original track, going back this way. Well guys, there you have it. Almost 5K return on our loop there. We're coming back a little bit different route, just coming through a field here that parallels the first trail as we get down to the Motor Sea connector. So all in all, excellent little hike up to the mountains there, and with some great trails. Highly recommend it. All these trails are really good. If you got little ones that you want to come with you, you can always take smaller trails that kind of go off to one side or the other. But that one we did today, a little more advanced, takes a little bit more energy to get up and through. Maybe the next video we're going to try is going up to the McGilvery cabin and do a loop up there. So otherwise, like, subscribe, do all those other things, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.